Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are just joining, thanks for joining, and if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for staying with us. So for today we are going to be making a crochet mesh top. You can call it a mesh pullover, and for that I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this. So what you need two hook. I'm going to be using a 5mm hook and a 4mm hook. My 4mm hook is not closed and I'm not using it yet, so I'm going to be starting with my 5mm hook, just like this. And then I need my yarn, I need my tape rule. And the reason why I have this book and this pen is just to show you something. So now let's assume this is your body. Now the measurements you want to take is from here to here. You don't want it going behind your body, you don't want it like this, but you just want it to be from here to here. So when I went to measure, when I got my own measurement, I got 13 inches. Yours might be higher or yours might be low, depending, but what you want to measure is just from here to here. And if you want yours to go behind your waist a bit or after your bust, under your bust, there you can do that. And how to measure, you want to measure from under your bust to where you want the top to stop. If you want the back completely open, work with just from your under bust to your second under bust. But if you want it to go way beyond, you want to measure backward, like going to your back area. So when I measured that, I had 13 inches, so I'm just going to go on to make a chain of 13 inches. So guys, I have my 13 inches, and what I want to do is work one single crochet into every stitch till I get to the end of this chain stitch. So one single crochet into every stitch till you get to the end of the chain, just like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So guys, I'm done with my single crochets, and then this is what my work looks like. So now we're about to start the mesh stitches. So you want to chain 4, 1 2 3 4, and mind you, you're only going to be chaining 4 when you get to the beginning of every row. Now yarn over, skip the first stitch, go into the next with a double crochet, chain up 1, yarn over, skip the first stitch, go into the next stitch with the 1 double crochet. So this pattern is going to be chain 4 at the beginning, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, go into the next stitch with a double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. And then this is what we're going to do till we get to the end of this row, and I'll meet you at the end of the row once I'm done with this. So I'll be working the rest off camera. So guys, I'm done with my first row of mesh stitches, and then this is what it looks like. So now for the next row, I told you at the beginning of every row you're going to chain up 4. So you want to chain up 4, 1 2 3 4. Now turn your work. After turning your work, instead of going yarn over, after you turn your work, make sure to yarn over. Instead of going inside this mesh hole, we're not going to go into the mesh hole, we're going to go into this mesh stitch here. So we're going to be working inside of the mesh stitches, on top of these mesh stitches instead of the mesh hole. So yarn over, go into this mesh stitch, make a double crochet, then chain 1, yarn over, go into the next mesh stitch and make a double crochet. And that is going to be the pattern: chain up 1, yarn over, go into the next stitch and make a double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, go into the next stitch and make a double crochet. And that is going to be the pattern. So currently we are on the second row and we need 6 rows. So we are going to repeat this pattern till you get to your 6th row, and I'll meet you at the end of your 6th row. So guys, I'm done with my 6th row, and let's count to confirm. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I'll be changing my hook from 5mm to 4mm. I'm done with this for now. So you want to insert your hook, and then for this next row we're going to be working single crochet. So chain up 2, 1 2, turn your work into this very first stitch up here. Make a single crochet and then into the next mesh hole here make another single crochet. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working one single crochet into the very first stitch here, and then one single crochet into the mesh holes. So we're going to be working into the stitch and into the mesh holes. So now we just worked into the mesh hole, so into the next stitch make a single crochet, then into the mesh hole make another single crochet. So one single crochet into the stitch, one single crochet into the mesh hole, one single crochet into the stitch, one single crochet into the mesh hole. So do this till you get to the end of the row, and then I'll meet you at the end of the row. So guys, I'm done with my first row of single crochet, and then this is what it looks like. So what I want to do is chain up to 1, 2, turn my work, and then I'm going to be working one single crochet into every stitch till I get to the end of this row. One single crochet into every stitch till I get to the end of this row, and then this is going to be the pattern. So as for me, I'm working with a bust measurement of 36 inches, so I'm going to be making 16 rows of single crochets. That should be enough to cover up her bust. This part we are working is the part to cover up the boobs. So if you know the 16 rows is going to be too small for you, if the person you are working with is very busty, if you are making this for yourself and you're very busty, you want to add up more rows till your bust is fully covered and you feel comfortable with it. But as for me, I'm going to be working with 16 rows because I feel 16 rows will be fine for my clients. So I'm going to work. I'm on my second row. After this second row, I'm going to work 14 more rows, and I'll meet you guys at the end of my 16th row. So guys, I'm done with my 16th row, and I'm going to be changing my hook because for now we're going to be working mesh stitches. So let's count to reconfirm. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have 16 rows, and now what we want to do is we want to make one mesh row or two. Now we're just going to do it just like the way we did before. So what we want to do is chain 4 the way we chain 4 at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work, yarn over, skip this first stitch, go into the next with a double crochet, then chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, go into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, yarn over, go into the next with a double crochet, and I'm just going to repeat this pattern till you get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So guys, I'm done with my first row of mesh stitches, and then for the next 5 rows we're going to be making a decrease. So in total plus the one normal row of mesh rows, it's going to be 6 rows. So now for the next 6 rows we're going to be making a decrease, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. So you want to chain up 4 like the way you chain up 4 on a nums. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work. Now you've turned your work. Instead of going into this stitch here, you are going to skip this stitch and go into the next. Yarn over, go into the next stitch. So we've made our first decrease. Instead of going here, we skip that and went here, and then we're just going to work 1 DC till we have this 2 stitch at the end. So just chain 1, go into the next stitch with a double crochet, chain 1, go into the next stitch with a double crochet, chain 1, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. So we're going to be making our decreases at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row. So now we've made our first decrease here. You're just going to work chain 1 DC into every stitch till you have these 2 stitches left, and I'll meet you here. So guys, I'm almost at the end of the row and I have 2 stitches left. So now what you want to do is chain up 1, yarn over, go into this stitch with a double crochet, yarn over, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through, you have 2, yarn over, go into the upper part of this chain here, go into it, make sure to enter properly. Then you have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and you've made your decrease. So I'm going to show you guys one more time, and you are going to work the rest off camera. So now to start your new row, you want to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work, skip this stitch here, go into the next with a double crochet, chain up one, going to the next with a double crochet, and then chain up one, going to the next stitch with a double crochet. So you have 2 stitches left here, this 1, 2, and I'll meet you here. So guys, I'm almost at the end of the row and I want to make a decrease. So you want to chain up one, yarn over, go into this stitch, pull through, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through, you have 2 loops, then yarn over, go into this chain stitch here, then yarn over. It's always tight to come out, but you want to struggle to come out. So you have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and then we've decreased for 2 rows. So you are going to do that for 3 more rows, and you are going to have 5 rows of decrease and then 1 normal row. So once you are done with your 6 rows, I'll meet you at the end of your 6 rows. So guys, I'm done with my decrease row, and then this is what it's looking like. So now for you to be able to tell that okay fine, where you've decreased to is enough, when you place it towards yourself, it must be on your collarbone. So this decrease row, the last row must be on your collarbone like this. If it's not there, that means you have to decrease for more rows, but if it's there, you stop there. So now what we want to do is we want to work single crochet round before we come and start the pullover. So what you want to do is into every stitch you are going to work 2 single crochets until we get to where we started our first decrease form. This is where we started our first decrease form, and we're going to work 4 DC there. But for the rest of the rows, we're going to work 2 DC and 2 single crochet into everything. And when we get here, we're just going to work 1 single crochet by the side, and here 2 single crochet, here 1 single crochet. So let me just show you guys. Into this place you want to work 2 single crochet, 1, 2, into the next 2, 1, 2, into the next 2, 1, 2, into the next 2, 1, 2, and this is where we started our first decrease from. So we want to work 4 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like this. And then into the next day, I want to work 2. Okay, this one is coming out, so return that one. And then into the next, I want to work 2 single crochet, 1, 2. So now for the single crochets that will work here, we're just going to be working 1 single crochet into every stitch there. This is 1, 1, 1. So can you see it? So this is what it should look like. So you're going to work 1 single crochets here. When you get here, 2 single crochets, and then when you get here, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, and 1 single crochet. But when you get to your decrease row, you're going to work 4. So just repeat that, and I'll meet you here. So guys, I'm done with my single crochet round, and I'm here. So what I want to do is I want to make a chain of 50, and the chain of 50, you're going to make it must be able to go through your head freely. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but first off, let's make the chain of 50, and then I'm going to explain to you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've made my chain of 50, and then this is how you are going to attach it. Make sure that when it's facing like this, your head can enter freely. Mind you, this is actually going to stretch. You know, it's chain, and chain stretches, so you wouldn't want to do too many chains. I did 50, yours can be 60 or 65 depending on you, but 50 is enough. My head can fit in freely, so this is fine by me. And now what you want to do is you want to align it. Make sure the chains are correctly aligned, they are facing the right side, just like this. After you've aligned it, you just want to slip stitch on top of this place here, just like this. So slip stitch just like this. After you slip stitch, chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then turn your work just like this. Now yarn over, skip 1 stitch, go into the next with a double crochet. So this is just going to be like what we did at the beginning. We're going to chain up 1, skip 1 stitch, go into the next with a double crochet, chain up 1, skip 1 stitch, skip 1 stitch, go into the next with a double crochet. So keep working this till you are done with the chain stitches and you are here, and I'll show you what to do here. So I'm done working what I asked you guys to work, and then I'm already at the next stitches here. So what you want to do is just chain one into the next stitch, make one DC, chain one into the next stitch, make one DC, chain one into the next stitch, make one DC, and that is the pattern you are going to follow till you are at the end of the row here. And I'll meet you to slip stitch and start the new row. So I'm at the end of the row, and what you want to do is you just want to slip stitch into this chain space here. So go here and then slip stitch just like this, then chain up 2 to start a new row. 1 2, make sure to always chain up 4, 2 3 4. Make sure to always turn your work whenever you are starting a new row, and this row is going to be a row of increase, and that's what we're going to do till we are done. So now yarn over, go into this stitch here, then chain up 1 into that same stitch, make another double crochet. So this is our first increase. You want to put your stitch marker inside of that, because for every row we are going to be making 3 increases. Depending on you, every row 3 increases for the next 19 rows, because we've done 1 row and we need 20 rows. So for our next 19 rows we are going to be making increases. So now you want to chain up 1, and for easy access, since we are going to be making 3 increases on every row, you can make 10 mesh stitches. After your 10th mesh stitch into the 11th, you make an increase. 10 mesh stitch after the 10th, you make an increase. We've already made 1 increase, so we have 2 more increases to go. So let's make 10 mesh stitches, and then after that we'll make an increase. So this will be 1, then this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 3, this will be 4, and this will be 5. So guys, change of plans. I decided to make it 15 mesh stitches, then an increase, because 10 was around here and it's too close to our first increase. So I decided to make it 15 mesh stitches, then an increase. So let's count: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So this is our 15th mesh stitches, and then we want to make an increase. So chain up 1 into the next stitch, make 1 DC, chain 1 into the same stitch, make another DC. Then you want to put your stitch marker for identification, and then we're just going to do 15 more, and then we'll make an increase. So this will be 1 2. So I'll meet you after the 15th stitch. So this is my 15th stitch, and then we're going to be making an increase into the next. So into the next stitch, I've chained 1 already. Going to the next with 1 DC, chain up 1, going to the next, going to that same stitch, with another DC. So we've made our 3 increases. So we have 1 2 3, and then we're just going to work 1 DC into every stitch till we get to the end of the row, and I'm going to show you what to do next. So guys, I'm at the end of the row, and I just want to slip stitch into the chain stitch here, just like this, chain up 4, 1 2 3 4, and then turn my work. So mind you, for the next, we have 2 rows now, right? For the next 18 rows, you are only going to be making an increase where your stitches are, where your increase stitches are, and where your stitch marker is. Now my stitch marker is here, I'm only expected to make an increase here. My stitch marker is here, I'm only expected to make an increase here, and my stitch marker is here, I am only expected to make an increase here. So I'm going to work 1 DC, that's chain up 1 DC into every stitch till I get to where my stitch marker is, and I'm going to show you how to make an increase. So I've got it to where my stitch marker is, and you can see this is where my stitch marker is. So I want to take off my stitch marker. So now you have 2 options. You are either allowed to increase on the right side or on the left side. For but you cannot go into the mesh hole since you know we are working in stitches. So you either increase on this side or on this side, but since I'm working like this, it's going to be easier, so I'm going to increase here. So I want to chain up one. Oh, I chained up one already. Yarn over, go into this stitch, make one DC. I'll just return my stitch marker back, and then chain up one, make another DC into the same stitch. And then for the rest of the stitches, I'm just going to chain up one, work one DC into every stitch. Can you see we already made our increase here on this side? So you can either make your increase here or here. So I'm going to work one DC into every stitch till I get to where my second stitch marker is, and I'm going to show you that. So after showing you guys for this row, we're on our third row, so I'm going to do the next 17 rows off camera, and I'll come back to show you guys what it looks like. So I've gotten to the stitch where my stitch marker is, and I want to take this off. And then I told you either increase here or here, and it's easier to increase from here. So I'm just going to chain up one, go into this stitch, make one DC, place my stitch marker back, and then chain up one, make another DC, and then I'm just going to work one DC into every stitch till I get to where my last stitch marker is, and I'll show you guys how to do that one more time. So I'm at my last stitch marker, and I want to remove this. I've already chained one, go into this stitch with one double crochet. Okay, it's one double crochet, return your stitch marker into that stitch, then chain up one, make another double crochet into that same stitch, and then just make one DC here, one DC here, and then slip stitch into this chain here to end your row. So can you see we've made an increase, and then this is going to be the pattern you are going to do for the next 17 rows. Mind you, this is the row you are going to be counting. You've done 1 2 3, and then we are just going to repeat this. So let me just show you this one more time. 1 2 3 4. So you want to turn your work just like this, go into this stitch with one double crochet, then chain up one, go into the next stitch with, okay, now so we are at the increase row, right? We've made this, and I told you you can either increase or increase here. So you want to remove your stitch marker, and it's easier for me to increase here since I can either increase here or here. So it's easier. I told you either way that is easier is where you increase. I just want to go into this stitch, make one DC. I want to insert my stitch marker back, and then I want to chain up one more, and then make an increase in that same stitch. Then moving forward, just one DC into every stitch till I get to my stitch marker, and I will increase wherever is easier for me. So that is going to be the pattern, and then this is what it looks like so far. So it's going to start spreading out like this, and just do that till you get to your 20th row, and I'll meet you at the end of your 20th row. So guys, I'm done with my 20 rows, and so let's just count to confirm. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 and 20. So I have 20 rows here, and I made a strap. The strap is going to be used to lace the back. I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be used to lace the back just like this. So I made a chain of 150, and I used 3 strands for this, and I used a 5mm hook. So we're done. What you want to do is want to trim. I already trimmed off the excess yarn, so I'm done with the top. And if you made it this far, say thanks for watching, and I really hope you find this tutorial helpful and useful. Please do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. So I'm going to be wearing this on my mannequin, but I might as well wear it. It's not mine, it's for a client, but just so you guys know how it looks like, because my mannequin doesn't have a head, so it's not sitting well on the mannequin. I might as well try it to show you guys what it looks like. So watch out for the pictures.